In this video, we're going to talk about breathing techniques and how to make breathing a little bit easier and more manageable for runners, particularly new runners at the moment. So that is the hardest thing to get right for runners when they're first starting out. It just feels unmanageable and it can be scary, right? Until you're comfortable being uncomfortable breathing, it's a real challenge. So when you're first starting out, the most important thing is to keep your pace manageable. If it's hard to breathe, if you're really struggling to breathe, it's not about stopping. It's not that your body can't do it. It's about slowing the pace down so that it is manageable. Now that can mean that you're running even slower than you can walk, but that's fine to begin with. Your body will adapt, your aerobic capacity will expand, and that is the objective for running in general, okay? As you get more and more consistent with your training, you'll notice that you're a little bit more comfortable being uncomfortable. The breathing starts to feel a little bit better, and that's where breathing techniques can help. So first breathing technique I'm going to start with is a breathing pattern, and that is, we'll start with a 3-3, and that's one breath in for every 3 strides, and then one breath out for every 3 strides. And I'll demonstrate that here now. Okay, that's obviously an exaggeration, right? You're not going to breathe that loudly, and it's not going to be that annoying to those people around you. But that is how you will try to breathe. It'll probably sound more like, and you'll notice every time my foot hits the ground, I am either a partial breath in or a partial breath out. Now, that's not the ideal way to breathe when you're running. Ideally, you would have an odd, even pattern. An odd, even pattern will help reduce the risk of stitches in your sides. And that would look more like a 3-2. And to demonstrate that, okay, excellent. Now, as you're running uphill or you're running at a faster pace, that may turn into a 2-2 or 2-1. And if it's really hard and you're racing up a hill, that could be a real, not maybe as wheezy as that, but a 1-1, okay? That's in very rare circumstances. Okay, a more advanced type of training, and this is something that we use to train VO2 max, is nasal breathing. And this is something you don't just rush into, and this is definitely for more advanced runners. Nasal breathing, obviously, is exactly what it sounds like. You're breathing in and out through the nose, okay? You can do it by breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, but it's really good idea to just get used to doing this in small intervals at a time. So for example, I may start with doing it for 60 seconds at a time. And basically that's just going to look exactly how it sounds. You're going to keep your mouth closed. Now, that you can still use a breathing pattern as well, but the objective is to keep your mouth closed. Now, that is an ancient technique. The ancient Greeks and the ancient Romans soldiers used to be forced to run a long run, like a 10-miler, with water in their mouth, and they had to spit the water out when they got back from their run, okay? And if they didn't, they got punished. And that really is an effective way to train for VO2 max. And like I say, it's a very advanced one. But that leads on to what we do called hum breathing, where you're it helps make the nasal breathing a little bit easier. Okay, so that can be really annoying. But it helps focus the mind a little bit. And it's another breathing technique that a lot of runners will use, particularly in training, not so much in racing. And like we say, just to wrap it up, those are just a few breathing techniques. And the real important part of any type of running to help make breathing a little bit easier is to stay relaxed, keep the airway open, don't cross your arms in front of you, don't hunch the shoulders, and don't bend down at the hips. You want to remain as open and upright as you can, and just keep that airway open. Chin up, head up, shoulders back and down, relaxed. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.